Hello everyone and welcome to my video. Barcelona have won 3-0 on the night against Celta Vigo. And I for one could not be happier with Barcelona's performance tonight. It is the best I have seen them play in a very long time. And it is the first time in over 5 years that we have got the victory at Celta Vigo. And what a way to do it. Right from the first minute to the last, we were the better team. But the lineup was exactly the same as it has been in the past two games, and it was expected to be as so. So of course we had Neto in goals, Sergio Roberto at right back, Piqué and Longley are two centre backs, Jordi Alba at left back, Busquets and De Jong are two holding midfielders, and our front four were Griezmann, Coutinho, Ansu and Messi. So I'll just take you through the game, and right from the very first whistle, Barca were displaying great pressure, they were committing men forward, they were helping in defence, and just to highlight two players, that would be De Jong and Coutinho in particular. And because Barcelona had such a great start, it didn't take long for the first goal. And on the 11th minute, Barca were passing it around the edge of the box, and who else but Ansu Fati? He only needs two touches, one to take it by the defence, and the other to put it in the back of the net. 1-0 Barca. And it really was a very impressive goal for such a young player. To take it by the defence with only one touch and then put it in the back of the net with a perfect finish. What more could you want from Ansu Fati? He is an unbelievable talent. But after the goal, De Jong was doing so well in the middle, commanding the midfield and driving the ball forward and intercepting the ball whenever he had to. And the pressure in the middle of the park in particular was just relentless from Barca. We didn't let Celta Vigo breathe throughout the entire game. And that was pretty much how the game was going up until Longley got turned pretty easily at the edge of the box, and then he has to take a tactical foul for the team and ends up getting a yellow card. So then Celta Vigo do get the free kick at the edge of the box. And so Celta take the free kick and then it is blocked by Busquets, and I must say it was pretty brave to block this one because he took it straight to the face and he could see it coming, so that was well done by Busquets. So after the free kick, Barca did hit Celta Vigo on the break, and De Jong takes it straight down the left side, and he crosses it perfectly to Griezmann with the outside of his foot. But it is a very poor touch from Griezmann, and he does end up giving it away. But after Celta Vigo did win it back, they did hit us on the break. So then Aspas does play it in behind Piqué to Denis Suarez. And Piqué does immediately take Suarez out, and he is shown the straight red card. But luckily for us Barca fans, Suarez was offside, so Piqué was then let off the hook and play continued. And a little while later, Messi did take a corner kick, and this did happen a couple of times in the game, and he did go for goal. I'm not sure if this is because of the weather conditions, because it was very windy and rainy, but he seemed to be going for goal every time he took a corner. But this one time in particular, Messi was very close to scoring the corner, only narrowly hitting it over, and it did hit the top of the net. And that almost took us to half time, but just before the final whistle, Denis Suarez yet again gets through our defence, taking it down the right side past Jordi Alba, and Longley has to try and intercept him. And he throws his arm in front of him, and it sort of hits him in the top of the shoulder around the neck area, and the referee thinks that that's enough for a second yellow card and a sending off for Longley. And it's not like this was a goal scoring opportunity, it was right by the touchline. And yes, it's a foul, but a second yellow card and a sending off, I do not agree with that. And so because of this bad decision from the referee, Griezmann has to come off for Araujo. And Griezmann was very notably displeased by this decision. And once he comes off, he immediately goes into the dressing room. And we did not see Griezmann for the rest of the night. And yet again, I really do feel for Griezmann because he was having a very good game. He was making a lot of great runs, he was creating chances, he was putting a lot of pressure on, closing down the ball, trying to win it back, he was helping in defence. And for him to be forced off just before half time and having such a great half, I did really feel for him. And that was pretty much it for the first half. But during half time, just as the players were going to the dugout and before they were coming onto the field, Messi, Piqué and Koeman were all trying to convince the refs that they made a wrong decision when it came to sending off Longley. But even though they did protest, this didn't change any decisions whatsoever. So when the second half begun, there was a big difference between this game and the game against Villarreal, with the intensity and the desire to win the ball back and to go forward continued in the second half. And that was the difference between this game and the game against Villarreal. And once the second half did kick off, you would have never have known that Barca were down to 10 men, with players such as Ansu, Coutinho and De Jong absolutely relentlessly closing the ball down. And in doing so, Barca did control the play. So then on the 51st minute, in typical magical Messi fashion, he skips by all the defenders, twisting inside and out, and forces yet another own goal. And that did make it 2-0. So then after, Celta Vigo did try to come back at us, but it was none other than the substitute Araujo, and he stands firm in the box to block the shot with his face, and like Busquets, he could see it coming but does not make any attempt to get out of the way of the ball. So that was very impressive defending from Araujo. So a little bit later on in the game, and Barca did hit Celta Vigo on the break, and Messi does pick out none other than Coutinho at the edge of the box. He finds the space, takes the shot on, and just hits the post. It comes back out, and Messi puts it in the back of the net. But unfortunately, it was called offside, and it was only Messi's left shoulder that was playing him offside. So it was a little bit unlucky for both Coutinho and Messi, but it was a very well worked play. But after Celta Vigo took the free kick for the offside, Barca win it back very quickly. Coutinho very nearly scores yet again, and Barca win the corner. And it was a short corner to Messi, and then he whips it into the back post, and it so very narrowly misses both Piqué and Ansu. But as a result for going for a diving header to try and meet the cross, Piqué ends up going straight into the post after he missed the ball. And it was a pretty nasty collision, but luckily he was okay. So that then took us to the 70th minute with Pedri and Trinkel coming on for Ansu and Coutinho. And I really cannot stress how brilliantly both Coutinho and Ansu played, with Ansu showing us just how much of an amazing young talent he is, and he's just so exciting to watch. And Coutinho was nothing short of phenomenal. He was the hardest working on the pitch, and he was just amazing at finding the space. Forget the best game I've ever seen him play for Barca, that might be the best game I've ever seen him play. And I, for one, am just so happy to have him back at Barcelona. But after Pedri and Trinkel came on, the team continued to work very hard. And it seemed that every time that Celta Vigo were on the attack, it was almost as if they were the ones that were down to 10 men and not us. And you do have to give praise to Sergio Roberto, Piqué, Araujo and Jordi Alba for continuously suffocating the Celta Vigo attackers and giving them no space whatsoever to shoot. But we were then towards the end of the game, and De Jong continued to be that engine in midfield. He was so great going forward and helping the attack, and he really showed what a vital player he is for this team in this game. But in the last play of the game, Messi yet again amazingly just skips past the whole Celta Vigo defence. He then smashes it on goal. The keeper parries it to the edge of the 6-yard box, and Sergio Roberto tucks it in for 3-0 in the last kick of the ball. And that was then the final whistle at Celta Vigo, a 3-0 win for Barcelona. And I really do need to commend every single Barcelona player that played today for the pure hunger and intensity to win this game. And that is the best performance as a full team that I've seen in Barcelona for years. One unbelievable start to the season with 2 wins, 7 goals, none conceded against 2 good teams. So that's all the match highlights and thoughts from me. Let me know what you thought of Barca's second win of the season in the comments below. Let me know what you thought of the video. So thank you very much everyone for watching, and bye.